In the last 3 years, I've spent over 1,000 hours inside of clay.com and used Clay to book over 1,000 qualified sales calls for my B2B clients and my own agency. Now, in this video, we are going to go through the top 10 Clay enrichments that I've found that gives you the most leverage, saves the most time, and allows you to book the highest quality, most targeted meetings possible. So let's dive into it. This is going to be the list of 10, and I'm going to go through these one by one, but I've broken it into two main categories. The first is going to be TAM sourcing, or total addressable market. The second is going to be triggers and enrichments. So for TAM, pretty simply, this is just going to be how are we building the company lists or the relevant businesses that we'll be reaching out to. And then for triggers and enrichments, this is just going to be relating to the actual people level. So who are the personas, who are the titles, the actual individuals that we'll be reaching out to during our prospecting efforts. So let me just start with number one. So in this case, it's going to be find companies enrichment. So I'm going to go into Clay and just click around and show you guys kind of what's up with this. So I have Clay open in this tab here. So we'll just hit create new and then table, and this is simply going to just be find companies. So what's really great about this is it's basically a LinkedIn sales navigator search. So it allows you to select all the different industries. You can exclude industries, selecting different company sizes that are going to be relevant for you, even including keyword data to exclude or include various companies. You can then do whatever the location is, and then limit your search results depending on exactly what you're looking to do. There's also like lookalikes here, so that allows you then to just enter in a domain, and that will help find other companies that look very similar to that domain. So it's going to save a lot of time in your outreach. From here, you're going to have to do some further enrichment, but this is broadly like exactly what you need to do. So what you would do is just select a couple different industries. So let's go software development. Let's say 11 to 50 to 200, and based in the US, and hit preview companies. And great. So, in this case, we have over 25,000 results. So again, what you'd want to do here is just continue to like hone this down. But the great thing about what the data that you get from Clay is you get their company, you get the description of their company, which is generally going to be the LinkedIn company description, and then you get some other main data points. So you can use that then to go and either exclude the company if it's not a good fit, because this isn't 100% perfect, or just do further research on them. So that's the first one. The next one here is going to be finding job postings. So let's click into this one. So what you need to do is just, again, click create new table, and then you just have find jobs. So this is a cool one because this is basically just finding any companies that have a relevant open job title for you. So job title is an important enrichment, or it's an important trigger because it indicates the company is growing or solving for a specific problem. This is a pretty basic one, and so it should just be in your arsenal if you're doing any kind of outreach. And so it's very simple to actually make this happen. So let's just say we're looking for a marketing leader, and let's do a VP of marketing. And they have to be based in the United States. And then you can get rid of some exclusions here. And so this will just show you how many marketing director jobs are available in their database, and it's 664. So some of these are going to be included from companies that will just do recruiting. So you'll have to do more research after this. But again, this is like a good start. So let's just do one more important enrichment. So thinking about, or filter, say we want it even more fresh. So we'll call it the last 3 days since it was posted. So that drops it down even more. And so let's say we just want it posted in the last day to make it super, super relevant. And so that, again, it looks like it's pretty tight. So it's posted, it's giving you the date that it's posted. So you can continue to work this, and then again, take whatever the actual data is that they have, and then go and enrich it into your research. So the next one here is going to be Sales Navigator search. So Sales Nav's an awesome tool. If you're not in Sales Navigator, it costs $99 a month, I believe. And so what it does is it will allow you to export your list. So you would just go into Sales Nav and you just create a search. And so you can get super, super granular with your searches in Sales Nav. And so you just select, okay, we want people who are posting on LinkedIn. We want somebody who's an owner. We want somebody in business development, and we want them to have a head count of 11 to 50. And so like, let's pull it up entry level, right? So this is going to be contact level, and then you can also do it on an account level. So you have 11 to 50, you want to be based in the US, pick different job opportunities. And so then once you're happy with your results, you'll pull that URL, then you'll actually go into find people, and you'll want to select external list, and then you will include that URL there. And so that'll then pull it up. So let's go back to this people search that we had and just show you what you can get from it. And then it'll ask you to import it. And so like with this one, it's just going to cost a credit per imported row. So just make sure that when you're doing your Sales Navigator search, it's going to be a little bit tighter. So that is Sales Nav. So let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is going to be importing data from Apify. So if you don't know Apify, it's an awesome tool, basically just out of the box web scrapers. There's a lot of different ones you can use. I encourage you to kind of search around. There's a bunch of use cases in here for lead gen, but basically you can set up a scraper, scrape down some data, and then export that data directly into Clay. So the way that you'll do that is, again, you just go to create new table, scroll down to the bottom, and you'll have import data from an Apify actor. So in this case, you're going to have to set up your API key, but once you have that, it can just pull it in automatically, and it makes it really seamless. So you would just hit continue here, and then you just select whichever Apify actor you have, and then whichever task you've selected relating to that actor, and then you just hit run, and it will just pull in that data, which is really great. So that is importing data from Apify. Next one here is going to just be finding local businesses with Google Maps. So this is especially relevant if your target audience is not specifically located on LinkedIn. So the way that you're going to go about this, go down here and you say find local businesses using Google Maps. So you basically will just pick whatever your location is. So Los Angeles, you can do free text. So you'll do like HVAC, and then your number of results, we'll pull 10. And then we'll see what it comes up with. Yep, there you go. So you get 10 HVAC businesses based in LA. Pretty good stuff. And then from there, you would just go and find the contacts, which we can talk about in just a second. So that is finding local businesses with Google Maps. So the next one here is going to be our triggers and our enrichments. So number 6 is going to be find people. So the bread and butter of a lot of these tables is going to just be find people. So what you can do here is you can build a query that's fresh inside of the search filters, or you can pull in an external list. So again, this is going to be like through that LinkedIn URL that we talked about earlier, but in many cases, just selecting the search query. You can also import a company list. So remember the list that we just created that were company based? You can actually find individuals at those companies. So that would be pulling up and selecting one of these tables here, and then pulling through the relevant people. So say you have a company list of 10,000, and you're really only looking for companies that are within the 11 to 50, and you really only want people that you haven't reached out to before, so you can exclude people from another one. And then you just want founders, and you just want certain locations, then you preview people. So this allows you to not just build one list, but then you can do outreach to that initial list, exclude that initial list from future lists. Really makes it flexible for you. So this is like an essential table building tool inside of Clay. So you'll get a lot of use out of this one. Next one, number 7, is waterfall email enrichment. So this is going to be one of the best features in Clay, bar none. So I will just pull up a very basic table very quickly. So let's hit preview people. This is just going to be a massive one. So we'll just limit it to 100, which is fine. You can import it as a basic profile, so you'll continue for free. And so now you have your people, and literally all you need to do here is you add an enrichment and you just go find work email, and they have a waterfall already created for you. So these are just going to be their top data providers. And so what it does is it searches find email. If it finds it, great. If it doesn't, then it'll push it into Lead Magic. If Lead Magic finds it, great. If not, it goes to Prospeo, and so on and so forth down the list. And then what it also will do is use Zero Bounce as a email validation tool to validate your emails. So then what you have to do next is literally just hit add an enrichment. And then if you're using a tool like Smart Lead, you just hit add to your Smart Lead campaign, you map your fields like so, and then it just gets pushed directly into Smart Lead. It's honestly amazing. So you should definitely leverage that tool. So the next one here is the built with integration. So in this example, we can just do the built with integration. So you can find that technology stack. So you'll use the company domain here, and you can use whatever keyword you want. So let's say we are looking for HubSpot. So it will then only return HubSpot as a category here. And for example, if you need HubSpot for your customer, then you only need to reach out to the people who have HubSpot in a valid email address. So that's as simple as that. So you hit continue to add field, and then it'll show you all that good stuff. So the next one here is using AI. So this is a very good and important enrichment to use. So you can also just say OpenAI GPT. It also connects with different models. So, if you want to use the different OpenAI models, you can go 4.0, 4.0 mini, which is amazing and cheap. It's not quite as accurate as 4.0, so you can use 4.0. You can also use 0.1 and 0.1 mini, both going to be a little more expensive, but obviously the newer models. And then you have the Claude enrichments, and then Gemini as well. So it allows you to really try the different models depending on which one you'd like to use. And so then what you do with AI, you configure any sort of prompt you want, right? So the amazing thing about this is they have a huge library of templates that you can use to find any sort of data that you really need about the company, right? So in this case, when you're just using the AI enrichment, you'll have to be looking up against a field that you already have. So when you're doing the company imports, they're going to give you some company data. I like to use that to do a little bit of research. If you are trying to do research, but you don't have that data in your sheet already, you'll have to use a slightly different tool, which I'm going to share in just a second. But otherwise, this is amazing. You just want to go and prompt in here. You can give it some examples like this, and it'll tell you, and the example is basically what is the output that you're looking to get. So you do that, and it will give you a really great result. So that's using AI. And the last one here, this is like one of the craziest enrichments that you can find around, and this is called Claygent. So this is basically allowing you to do any kind of AI research. So you just have to go here and select web research. So you'll see Claygent. And so, you can select whichever model it is you one again. And so this will actually go and do some research for you outside of this sheet. So let's do that in this one. Okay, so for this prompt, let's just do some basic research. So I like this prompt that they give you, say for this domain, tell me if this company is B2B or B2C. So this is telling us it's both. This is telling us that it's B2B. So let's take a look. Check out their services. All right, elevate your business. Looks like they do some web design, web hosting. So validated, right? This is the most simple example of what you can do with Claygen. It is honestly way deeper than this. And so I encourage you, if you're gonna go and trial Claygen, just start prompting around with it, start leveraging the tool. It's gonna be way cheaper if you connect your Open API key or any of the other AI provider AI keys, because it's just gonna make it a lot cheaper to do a lot of this research. So I would 100% recommend to do that. This is the top 10 most useful enrichments inside of Clay. If you agree, let me know in the comments. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. Hope you found some value in this one. I will see you in the next one. Peace.